Today I'm going to talk about white privilege, what it is, what it isn't, and how it affects people. If it's bad, if it's good or not. Basically, give my opinion on it. So, Wikipedia, we all like to go there, says that white privilege is the social privilege that benefits white people over non white people in some societies, particularly if they are otherwise under the same social, political, or economic circumstance. Pretty much wraps it up as a nice, good bow right there. Basically, it's saying the privilege that you have if you're a white person that a non white person, person of color, minority, normally don't have if everything was equal. So, this comes in with things like affirmative action. Normally, you hear affirmative action has a negative connotation that comes with it. It normally says that, oh, a non educated, non acceptable black person is getting selected in place of a well acceptable white person. Because, of course, there's no such thing as a non acceptable white person and a well acceptable black person being left out. So, that's basically what it means. What it's not, it is not a problem that, oh, since you're white, you are, everything you have is because of privilege. It's not because you're white, your life is perfect. Because, of course, it's not. There's some white people out there that are doing far bad than some blacks. You know, you can point to a average white person and say, where's the privilege at when you point to someone like Barack Obama or Ray Lewis or LeBron James? Of course, again, that's why I like that Wikipedia put that it has to be under the same circumstances. Let's say Trey doesn't get as much money as his coworker because they are white and Trey isn't. That's like saying that a coworker has a lot more inherent money stored up over Trey because down the line, their family could save up money compared to Trey's. Right? Everything being equal. The work that they did, the time that they spent at the job, the whole lives they lived being the same, the difference being the environment that they were in. The society that they were in was different. The white person has years and years and years, and sometimes even centuries of wealth that can be passed down to them. No, it may not be all of the wealth, but they have some money stored up and saved up, while Trey's ancestors weren't even considered human, so they couldn't store up any wealth. That's basically what it's trying to say. like everything being equal, the work, the individual's drive, and things that the individual did, outside of that, what do you have? Another way to see white privilege is the way people are being treated and the stereotypical notions that comes from certain people. Let's say Trey is a person who believes in working hard and making money and doing things for themselves. You have a white person that's doing the same. But Trey won't be able to make it because certain jobs will see his application and say, nah, I don't want that individual. I want the white person. Because their name sounds more Caucasian and they gravitate to that application than Trey's, or a person who has a black sounding name. Just because the name sounds black, they believe that the individual is going to be ghetto, or is not going to work hard, or is going to show up to work on time, is going to cause a lot of problems, things like that. But the person who has a white sounding name is going to have better work ethic, and come to work on time, and always be present, and actually be able to be there whenever they need it, and things like that. All the good things that you would want. Now, like I said, is white privilege good or bad? Well, it depends on the situation. Like a lot of things, it's always a blend or a midpoint. Not everything is good, not everything is bad. Yes, we can do better without it, of course. But there's times where a white person can take care of a situation that a black person normally weren't prone to being in. Let's take law enforcement for an example. It's always good to have a white person around because of said privilege. Let's say a black teenager being harassed by a officer. A white person comes in and defends them. The white person isn't going to be treated as bad as the black teenager because, of course, they're white, especially if they're a white woman. They'll be able to explain the rights that the teenager has that the officer is obviously overstepping. That's white privilege. They know that the officer isn't going to treat them as bad as they are doing the black teenager. But that's not bad, is it? They're not being a bystander, they're being a good Samaritan and stepping in and helping. But then again, you have a situation that happened, we all know it, of the white woman that went to the park and was harassing the black male and called the police and tried to use her privilege of being a white woman to harass the black male. So like I said, it's always a blend. It's not always good, it's not always bad, it's always a blend. So, what you guys think? Like to hear what you guys think about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really need the help out there.